start recording. So, hello. I want to start with some practical thing. This is the last meeting this year. So in December, there will not be any other meeting, Zoom meeting. So we'll start again in January. And then this weekend, I will make some new meetings, so that will be on my website. And there will also be a newsletter, so it will be mentioned in that. If you want to have more information about what's going on, you can also be a member of my newsletter. It's on the website. You can write down and then you will receive a letter. I don't know, not that much. Okay, and there's a possibility to donate, because we have to pay for these meetings too, for the Zoom, so that would be kind. And yeah, I think that's it. We are going to Sacramento, so next weekend, there will be the weekend in Sacramento. And there's also the booking forms from the residentials in Germany in June, 12 to 16 June, and the residential in Vietnam, 6 till 12 October. We have the booking forms on the website, so if you want to come, you can download it and fill in, and we will meet in person. That would be great. Okay. Oh, I think John is saying something. Oh, John. I see John, but he's not there, he said. Oh, that's strange. One moment, I have to. Oh, that's strange, because he's in it. Okay. Oh my God, internet. How is it possible? One moment, I just wait for John, that he is in the meeting again. It's strange because I see him. Oh, no, now he's gone. Oh, one moment. Even kijken. In the meantime, I'm gonna do something with the light too. Oh my God, there's so much sun here suddenly. One moment. Okay. Oh my God.
Ben er weer in.
Ja.
Roes maken.
Yeah, I have to find him. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't think that's working. Oh,
Okay.
this is... No, it's strange. The sun is suddenly coming. We're not used to sun. We're used to rain here. So this is about non-duality. Non-duality, not two. And when there's me and I'm living in the world, then there's always two. Seems like there's always two. It's two opposites, yes and no, or right and wrong. That's the strongest one. Before and after, everything seems to be two. And then there's this meeting, and then they're saying, no, there's only one. And then when there's separation, there can be a sense and a really belief, or maybe it's not felt like a belief, that there's two. There's always two. So when there's me, and when there's a story of me, and there's living in time and space and distance, that seems like the normal way. But when there's time and distance, there's living my life and having to survive in this world. And everything seems to happen to me. And thoughts are mine and feelings are mine. So how to deal with that? And that can feel like suffering, like how can I do it? And trying to know, maybe that seems to help to know more. It's a huge way to survive and to see what's going on. But in the end, it's not even that. So there can be a search for something else, for freedom or happiness or something. And then maybe there's coming to non-duality meetings. But there's still that dissatisfaction, that trying to find something. So maybe there's trying to understand what's being said here. And then there's hearing there's no need to understand. But that seems to be the most effective way in the separate world, to understand and to know what to do or not to do, to know what's right or what's wrong or how to behave. And then there's hearing, no, it's not about understanding. There's no me. There's no one. So there's also no choice and no free will. No free will. That's huge, because we are so, when there's living in the separate world, there seems to be so obvious that there's free will, that I'm the one who's choosing, and it's very important what to choose and what do you want, all that. And then there's hearing, there's no one. So it's not about what do you want. There is no you. There is no you. Life isn't interested. Life isn't seeing me or you. It's what it is. So there's nothing going on about for you or against you, things like that. And there's no time. When there's no time, it's no before and no after. So there are no consequences, no responsibility. There's no you. So everything is what is. And it's an appearance. So nothing is real. It's an appearance. It's energy. And then tabling. It can be feelings. It's also an appearance. Feelings. A feeling, anger, fear. Streets. Coffee. It's the appearance of everything. It's just, it doesn't matter what it is. There's all kind of events and circumstances. And it's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. It is. But when there's living in time, it seems there's a development, and today and before it was like this and now it's like this. When there's me, there's also like a lot of times there's being busy with comparing, like before it was like this and now it's this, so it's going better, and then maybe somebody else, so I would like to be like that, so maybe there's something going on, it's coming closer and all that. So there's the normal way in separation and in living in the world is comparing to something what was before. There's a development. And then there's hearing, no, there's no time, so there's also no development. When there seems to be a development, it's very obvious that there's something not right yet in that life of me going on. There's something I'm not worth it, I'm not good enough. There's a dissatisfaction, there's something not right yet. So there's a huge drive, can be stronger or less stronger, to make it right, to make it right in the world, for yourself, about anything, can be about anything, earning more money, power. And also about, in this kind of meetings, about having no me anymore. So that's when there's an understanding that oh, me is the trouble, me is the problem, then that I'm feeling not satisfied. So when there's no me, maybe there's only freedom and joy, and then it will be over. But me is that feeling, that belief, that embodied belief, there's something wrong. It's not right yet. It doesn't, it's not about circumstance, it had nothing to do with what's going on. It is that sense, that feeling, that seeing that there's something not right yet. So there can also be that in non-duality meetings, like, but I'm not the same as you. There's a difference. You feel so much freer and I don't have that. Something like that. There's no one who's having something. There's already no one. There is already no one. So there's no need to get rid of the me, because there's already no me. That can be like, oh my God, what, but I don't feel like free or happy or all that. This is not about a feeling. It's about, this is everything. So it's everything. When there's stress, then there's stress happening. That's what's happening. You can't miss it. It's everything. So it's everything what's going on is it. There's nothing excluded. That's the unconditional part. Life is unconditional. Unconditional love. Love is not that a feeling or a nice, like the personal love. It's unconditional. So it's everything. That's the freedom. There's nothing that isn't it. And it's not about better or worse or all that. It's what it is. In that sense, it's very simple. It's very ordinary, sitting or a table. It's that. It's very ordinary, normal. It's already what's happening. And there can be on top of that a feeling like they're making something extra of it. So like looking, when there's me and I'm living in the world, there's looking at yourself or what's going on. And then thinking, oh, is this right? Oh, what's going on here? Has that to do with what's happening yesterday or things like that? That can be so strong. It's not wrong. That's what's going on. All those thoughts. It's energetic. So that's part of that whole construct of being in that separate world. Then thought seems to happen and looking at yourself seems to happen. You can't get out of it. It's what's happening also. It can be very frustrating because there's a feeling of dissatisfaction or this is not yet it or something like that. That can be very strong, but it's a misunderstanding. But it's so embodied that you can't get out of that too. It's when there's a misunderstanding, it's embodied and it's seen like that, then it's seen like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but it can feel frustration that there suddenly can be a longing of freedom or something else. And we think there's something to do or not to do, or that's the way we used to change or things like that. And then when there's coming in these meetings, there's no hold. There's not given any advice or thing like. It's not seeing that there's someone. So there's nothing going on like you can do this or not do that or all that. Because there's no one. There's no need to do anything different than what's going on already. That's what's happening. This is not a meeting about living your life more comfortably or happiness or how to reach freedom, something like that. It's saying it's already like it. It's already no me. There's no you, no me, and it's already like that. So this is paradise. But paradise doesn't mean it's only joy and happiness and ta-da, like that. It's everything. And that was already like that, so there's no change. We can talk about that, and there can be questions. Can be questions in the story. There can be sharing of what's going on, and we can see what's happening. We can talk, or there can be writing down in the chat. Wait. So if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself and then we'll see what's going on. And it doesn't matter if there's talking or there's no talking. It's going nowhere. It's already what's happening. There's no Roes or no other people. There can be seeing bodies, but there's no one inside. And there's no continuation. So there can be that part of the body seeing that. Doesn't mean there's a life of Roes. It's just that seeing that. That's everything. So that's already complete as it is. So there's no meaning also in this meeting. It's going nowhere. There's no intention. That what's happening, apparently happening, is it.
Yeah, Roes.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, it seems like so when there was tension and it's going away and then it softens in the body and feels wonderful. It seems that there was development, but there was
Yeah, that's how it's that's so used to think like that, because we are seeing like before it was much more tension and now I'm living more relaxed. That when there's living in time, it's there's remembering and seeing, like comparing, like there was something before, now it's going better. That's part of the dream, part of that living in time and space. Yeah, it's very convincing. Yeah, and then it's crazy to hear there's no development, because it seems like development is very important because it's less stress, so in the end there will be no stress maybe. So something, it's like a hope, and there's something going on, like, oh, in the end it will be like I was this longing for. And then there's hearing, no, there's no hope, there's no change in that sense. There's no development. It's this. So that whole thing, like development and going somewhere, is like cut, like, oh, because that's so strong, that hope that it will be better someday. It will not be better. It's what it is.
yeah, it feels when it softens, it feels better.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can
And
understand.
the funny thing is, it's like a circle, because then for a while it's like that, and then suddenly there's stress somewhere, I don't know why, and then it feels like, oh my God, there's so much stress, and then there's a relaxation. I think, oh, now it's going better. So but it's the same thing, but it's because there's such a belief in development, and then it's seeing like, oh yeah, now it's better than before already, and then it's amazing how strong that belief is and so embodied, and then just seeing that development. And there is no development. It's what it is. But there's a remembering of those days where there was a lot of stress or tension, all that. It's strange how that works. It's not remembering those days where it was completely relaxed in that moment. No, it's so funny. It's a circle. It's just going again and again. And it seems like in different circumstances. And there can be a relaxation, but there's no one. The body isn't real. So it's happening for no one. There's only relaxation. Yeah, can happen.
Yeah, but it feels very good.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's nice. It's nice.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, I have a bar here. When there's that feeling, it's not yet all right. There's something should happen or could happen. So there's relaxation, or there's freedom, or there's happiness or joy, or all that. We're longing for states, for always happiness or things like that, or no stress anymore, no problems anymore. So there's that sense that that's not yet there, and that feeds that development, that hope for development, and then seeing it like that, and then it's going on and on. Because you can't see that this is it already. This is unconditional love already. What's longed for is this. It's already this. No, it's something else. It could be more relaxed. It could be more like, no, it's this. It's this already. Yeah, but I don't want that. I don't want that stress. It's like that. Yeah, it's very strong. And it's not about accepting or saying yes to stress or something like that. No, of course not. It's stress or tension is tension. It's tension. Yeah. Nothing right or wrong with that. It's sensation. Can happen. Yeah. This meeting is going nowhere. There's no intention. There can be sitting or drinking coffee, lying down, a table. That's already what's apparently is happening. So there's nowhere to go. It's what it is. Seeing names, and that's it. It's not talking to someone, there's talking. And that's already what's going on. So there's nowhere to go. There's no need for development because that's what's already is going or happening. Sitting, a watch, seeing. That's it. That's what's happening. If they're seeing it's an appearance or it's not seeing that's an appearance, when there's not seeing it's an appearance, it's seeing as real, then that's what's happening. Seeing it as real. Yeah? Nothing wrong or right with that. There's no right and wrong. This is not saying this is the truth or something. No, it's a description or just a suggestion also. But there's no one. There's already no one. There's no you. There's no me. There's even no Roes or no something else, somebody else. It's an appearance of that face. That's everything. Maybe the thoughts. Doesn't matter what the thoughts are, what the content is. Then there's life, thoughting. There's no power in it. It's no meaning. It's every thought.
So there is no one behind the computer.
No, I don't see. No, I don't see. It's very, very literally. It's not like a new way of knowing or something, or wisdom. There's no behind. What's behind the computer? There's no behind. There's just literally what is. What's seen, what's sensed. And there can be, the brain still can abstract. So there can be something like, oh yeah, no, there's nothing. Something like that. But it's still going on in the same way.
Yeah.
But it's about loss. It's not something extra that suddenly you know, or that's clear that there's no one. It's the loss of the belief that there's someone. So that's something else. That's suddenly like, oh, yeah, of course. Oh, it's like that. It's more about loss. Yeah.
He has more feeling like falling in love.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Yeah. And there's also no entertainment. Trying to, it's nice to listen to words and explanations and thinking, oh yeah, that makes it really, yeah. And then there's no explanation, there's no entertainment, there's what is, what to say more than that. There can be questions and all that, but there can also be nothing, no speaking, and it's already, so it's nowhere to go. It doesn't mean, when there's falling in love, it doesn't mean it's a feeling of love already. It's what it is. Tears are coming. Yeah, can be tears. Somebody's saying, yeah. And they're saying also a little bit confused if it has to do with the men to do. When there's feeling in love, it seems like it's feeling in love with someone. Can be. This is what feeling in love. There's no one. So that feeling or that is what is. There's no relation. There's that feeling. And that's immediately, that's what's happening in the story. There's immediately feeling like, oh, it has to do with that, or I met someone. But that's a conclusion after. It's what is. So there can be that feeling, or those thoughts can be there. There's somebody in the waiting room, John. There's only energy. And it seems like all energy has a meaning and it looks like a glass, or it looks like a feeling, or it feels like thoughts. But it's energy. It doesn't have meaning or purpose or anything. It's only that energy, thoughting, feeling. For no one. There's no two. There's only one. So there can be thoughts. It's energy. Cup. Doesn't go anywhere. It is. Without intention or anything. It's empty. It's empty and full. It's empty and it's a cup. Appearance of a cup or feeling. There's no one. There can be seeing a body or feeling, and there can be a belief, I'm here. And there's that belief or those thoughts. There can be a story, and there seems to be a story. It's a dream. That's not wrong. It's very literally. It's completely literally. Like really little children who can't abstract that the brain is not sophisticated enough and they don't see behind. It's what it is. That's more like it. And it's going by itself. Feelings, streets. It's simple, it's ordinary, it's what it is. And there's no one. There can be a body seeing a body, but there's no one inside. Where's that? Where's that? I'm not seeing it. It's that. It's the loss of the belief that there's someone inside. Doesn't mean I see that there's no one inside. There's no wisdom. It has nothing to do with wisdom or knowing or something like that. That's lost. And then there's only like, oh, it's a chair, seeing a chair, yeah? Then there's no meaning or anything with that. It's that seeing is it. That's the strange thing is that's the joy. That there's nowhere to go, that it's just this. Of only this. It's a wonder of, oh, it's God, without meaning or anything. Hmm. There's no rose. There's nothing. It's everything is lost. No big deal. Everything goes on. It seems like going on in the story and all that. There's no rose. Nothing is important. There's no life of Rose and important. This is good, or we have to do that, or there has to be people here listening, or anything like that. No, that's what's happening. Talking. Hmm. Oh. Hi, Rose. Has the relationship with money changed there after the seeming dropping away of you? No, no. The money, the issue with money was already dropped. So there was nothing going on about money before that. So that there can be also in that sense, in the story, there can be some issues about money or relations or power. I don't know. And then that then maybe that issue, that money issue, that wasn't there anymore, and other things like relations and trying to heal myself, that did go on in that time. So there was already nothing going on about money. Money isn't real. It's also energy, numbers. It's amazing how money seems to be the survival, the help, the issue about survival. That can be so strong, that belief about when there's no money, or there seems like I have no money, or what's going on. There can be, I don't know. I don't care. It's not about money. Life is not about surviving. Is not about money. It's what it is. So there can be drinking coffee and going out for dinner, or there can be. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter. It's everything. So they can be sitting on the couch and eating chocolate, or I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's what's happening. It's not me deciding that or doing that. There's no choice. There's no choice. So it's what's happening. Maybe there's hunger. Can be hunger. Yeah. And it's not like accepting things like, oh, it's all right, like that. No. It's what's happening. So it can be anything. There can be also action or going or doing, I don't know. But it's by itself. There's no choice. Is it then as if a deeper survival mechanism has stopped or the existential fear has gone? No, it wasn't about that everything was gone already. In that time when the issue about money dropped or wasn't there anymore, suddenly it wasn't there. It was like sitting and somebody said, hey, what's happening? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, there's nothing going, yeah. It's not even, how can you say it? It's more after that you think like, oh, that was that whole thing about money and that really fear like, oh, I have to survive and what can I do? And suddenly it wasn't there anymore. It only felt at that moment like, oh, there's something different, but I don't know what. And then after that was done, like, oh, there's no issue about money. It's just not there. Well, that there was still me going on in other different things. But what is existential fear? There can be fear. There can still be fear. But I don't know why or what it is. There can be fear. Suddenly, it's in the body. The seemingly body. Seem like go, 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 go. Like that. Yeah, can be. Having a dream. I was having a dream. And there was a bear. And then suddenly, go, 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 like that. Yeah. And I wake up like with that. I don't know. It's just that. or there can be fear, or any emotion, or feelings. Feelings are there's so many different feelings. You don't even know what it is. I don't know. It's not coming. It's also not coming. What is that fear? What is that about? All that. That's not arising. There can be any feeling. It's full on. Anything is full on. There's nothing trying to do something with it or something like that. That's lost. So everything is just as it is, full on. Doesn't mean it's strong, can be subtle, or how it is. But it's not the money that makes that you still can go on with living or something like that. That's nothing is real. So circumstances are also not real. It's energy, and then it changes. And it's happening to no one. So it's energy chaotically. And it's not happening to me or you. It's circumstances like that. And it's energy, streets, suddenly streets, or a room, or it's energy. Bodying, it's hands. Yeah. It's going nowhere. It's not that there's a person or a whole body with a life in it. That's lost. So it's suddenly seen like, oh, the body isn't real. So there can be a part of the body seeing that part. Then that's everything. There's no life of Roes or somebody else. It's that. And the brain makes it into a continuation, and that's my life, and I'm going, and this is happening to me, and all that makes it in a whole story about money and relation and all that. There's no money, there's no relation, there's no one, and nothing is real. So there's nothing happening. And it seems like all streets and bodies and all that. Yeah, but it's going nowhere. It is. It's not to anyone. There is no one. There's no center. That's it's so free. God, it's but it's like, because there's no one in it. It's just like that. Yeah. And when there's that separation, I look like this, oh, it's happening to me, and oh, this is good for me. Then it seems like, God, and this is, oh God, what do I do with it? And and it suddenly doesn't mean there's no contraction or no, how do you say that? And that it like that. That can happen. But that's just going, and then it's going. It's changing. There can be contraction, and then it's relaxation or something. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's not happening to someone. And that whole story, that embodied belief that there's someone, it is happening to, not maybe to me, but this body. No, it's not happening to this body either. There's no this body. There can be that body, that can be, or a part of it seeing that. And that's everything. There's nothing wrong. Me is that story about, what is going on here? What shall I do? What is important? Because it's like, it's here, it's happening here, and it's around there, and everything is happening to me. Oh my God, what's going on? No, it's not happening to you. It's contraction. Can happen. There's contraction. That's everything. That's it. It's not happening to someone. The world is not real and it's going like that and that. They're seeing streets. That's it. Or houses or something broken. Then that's what's happening. Not about nice. So there's no life. So there's also no death. There can be. We're talking about death of me, but it's only in the story because there seemed to be a me, like I'm here, and then suddenly it's about death because that there's so much identification with me and I'm here and oh my God, I have to live my life, and so maybe if I don't do the right thing, maybe I'm dying or it's going all wrong and all that. That's the story of me. And then there seems to be death in calling it death because that identification and I'm here, it's suddenly not there. And it was already not there, but it seemed so real and solid that it was there. So that's calling the death of me, but it's not really a death of me because there was already no me and there's no death. There's no start or beginning of life and also no end. That's the story. It's what is.
Hi, Rose. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. And you? Hi, how are you?
So,
Hi.
I have a question. So it means that there is a me here. The question is, what you are talking about? Is it about those moments that sometimes I'm going to say here I can have, but I'm doing things and the me is not there. When you are doing things, and it happens all day long. And the me, the watcher or the doer, is not here to judge, to see, blah blah blah, because we are doing a lot of things finally during the day in an automatic way, and there is a freedom there because it's just an action and there is no one here, to see, are we talking about this? Is it something similar to this?
Yeah, but that's it. That's that me structure is not always there. There's a lot of times it isn't there. They're just biking or nothing going on, and suddenly, but there's no noticing of it, of course, because that awareness or that note isn't there, so it's not seen like that. And then suddenly it comes back, and it seems like it's there all day. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, and the moments when we are not struggling with something, because you were talking about money, for instance, and I guess that it can happen. There are moments we are, I don't know, maybe some people are lacking of money or anything else. When we are struggling with something, the me is very very present, I guess, and sometimes you just forget. So, and there is freedom, and actually, when the me is not struggling, it's okay. Maybe
yeah.
something like that, right? Maybe.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, it's that it's only for some moments there, but it feels like it's yeah, it's for all. Me is when they're struggling. It seems like always. It's always like this. It's funny to say that because it's not. There's no always. It's not like that. But that can be suddenly seen like, oh, there are a lot of moments of the day. There's nothing going on. There's only doing. It's already forgotten. It's because it's no importance in it or just going. Yeah.
It comes after, just after.
Yeah.
And Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, yeah. Because when that's what's also what happened here, that when everything was lost, the noticing was also not there, because of what you say, the looking at yourself.
Yeah.
So for what certainly in that first period, I can say that in the story, the noticing wasn't there, but so I didn't know for sure that there was no me, because I thought, yeah, but, and then there was some doubt, because I thought, yeah, but I'm not sure. How can I be sure there's no me? All that. And it's not like that. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the same. Yeah.
And can you please develop on one thing that I listened this morning? And it's about the fact that sometimes the me, when you see someone suffering, what I heard this morning, and it was just quite resonating. It's as there is no one in the one who is suffering. Actually, this is the me here. I don't know how to say that, but who how can I say that? This is the story of the me, but there is not suffering in the other. I don't know if you may be developed on this. What is your I mean, I don't know, there is no you,
But
but your opinion about, yeah, the suffering that we can see in someone else. What is the
yeah.
reaction there? And about the fact that actually this is my story to create that, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but it can be hearing somebody saying, oh, this is so awful and I'm doing this or anything like that, or trying. There, I don't know, there can be a response. It's energetic. So there's maybe a response or no response. Nothing. There's normally what I remember is not so much that non-duality, what is going on in meetings, saying there's no one, all that. No, that's with friends. No. Well, I don't know. It's so energetic. There's maybe there's some opening and there's something else, or but what's lost is that feeling, or that maybe that behavior. What I had is like, oh, what I had before. I was like, I want to help everybody. So so I did all my studies and all that, to help people to see what's going on, and to see myself what's going on and all that. So, but in the end, it came back to me. So it was always, in the end, feeling good about myself, trying to
Oh,
help others to feel good about myself. So something like that. And then when that fell away, so there's no need to help somebody, but there can be a response. But I don't know. There can be anything. So it's just the story. So that everything is empty. So it doesn't matter what the response is.
actually, you don't know. Even you don't
No,
know how you're going to react, actually.
no. You don't know either.
Yes, yes.
Maybe you think, there can be a thinking like, oh, what shall I say? All that. But in the end, it's just coming or not coming something. It's energetic. And we think we are the boss, but it's energetic. So that's stronger than thoughts about it. Yeah.
Because there is no
So that
choice.
in that sense, it's the same. You're the same as here. There's no difference. It's just by itself. It's energetically going like that. And on top of that, maybe there's a thought like, oh, should I do that? Or oh, this was not the best, or all that. Maybe that's lost here, but in the end, it's the same. There's no difference.
And it's so true that we never know what's going to happen. There is no choice. We never know. In the second that is going to arrive, we don't know what's going to happen. That's so true.
Yeah.
There is no choice.
No. But there's even no life of you and life of her, of him. It seems so strongly that there's a body there, there's talking and making there's somewhere there's making an image of your life and what's going on in the story and seeing it and understanding maybe. But there's only that talking. And that body is talk, and that's everything. There's no life of that person. So there's no, what is there to help?
Even if it's always the me who's saying that, what you are saying makes so much sense, because everything disappears actually immediately.
Yeah.
So we cannot grasp anything. So there's nothing. I mean, at the end, there's nothing. We can't grasp anything.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be like a memory, you know. Every second which is passing away, it just does not exist at the end. It's so obvious. This part is so obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still, life is a mystery, right?
Seems like when it's more a mystery when there's looking for what is life, what I bear, how is that going and all that. Here it's not a mystery, but there's nothing thinking about that I know how it's working or things like that. It's more like, God, it's not a mystery, it's like an amazing how it's going. It's a wonder. It's more for me, it's like, oh my God, it's a wonder what's going on. Yeah, I don't know why or all that, of course, but oh God. Yeah. Because when it's a mystery, it seems like there can be, I don't know, maybe it's not for you, but it's like, I want to work it out, understand, or try to know, or all that, because that seems to be the way that we have, because otherwise I don't know. So it could be an understanding or somewhere, a clarity. And then there's hearing, no, there's no need for clarity or understanding. It's not a mystery. It's what it is. Glass of juice. What is there to know? What is the mystery? It's just that. Yeah. It's that simple.
Wow, amazing.
Mm.
All fresh and new.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no before. It's not all the time. Like that. That's a bit, but look at little children. They look at a leaf and I saw a mother with her child, a really little one, and he was like staring at some leaves, and she was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, that was nice," and then she wanted to go on, but he was just staring and in a wonder. So, wow, it's amazing. Yeah, it's that.
Thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, thank you. All those, somebody saying, all those self-help book for no one, not needed. No, there's no one. So there's no one doing that. There can be a lot of exercises and then thinking, I'm going to do that because that seems like helping to feel more relaxed or happy. Yeah, maybe exercises will start or not. You don't know. It's not you doing it. There can be exercises. It's not wrong to do exercises, but there's no one doing it. And it doesn't go anywhere. It's just that exercise. And then that's maybe there's a feeling. No, then there's that feeling or relaxation. Yeah. And that's what's happening. There's no after. There's no continuation or development like, oh, now it's going better because I'm doing those exercises. That can be so convincing. I know. But there's nothing happening. There's only this. So there's no one. So it's not only happening to no one, but there's nothing happening. It's just, there's this, and there's no after. So, and then there's this. It's new. It's new. Oh, it's like that. It's not happening to someone. It's what's happening. And that's already, there's no one dealing with it. There's no one seeing it. It's what's happening. So there can be stress. And there's so that when there's me and I'm living in the story, that's embodied belief that here's my body. It's feeling in a certain way. There's a remembering of how it was and trying to do things about what's going on in those books or what being said or advices and it seems like, oh, now it's the first time I just dare to say that to someone or things like that. Because there's a remembering about something else. And that remembering seems like to be, yeah, that's my whole life. It's only that certain remembering. And then it's seen like, oh, it's a circle. There's nothing happening. It's new. And then there's no life of you. There's no life of me. There's no beginning or development or end. It's this. It's a hand. Oh, it's that hand. It's not no one's hand. It's a hand. It's like that. It can be like remembering, like, oh, this is my head and all that. But there's no meaning in that. It's going nowhere. Nothing is going anywhere. This meeting is not going anywhere. It doesn't help or give something, or there's no intention. It's what's happening. Maybe there's silence, maybe there's talking. It's not talking to someone. When there's that belief that everything is related and I'm here and you're there, there can be seeing, like there's talking to someone and to people in the other side of the computer. Maybe they're seeing faces or names, assuming they're people. Can be there, but there's no one. So there's talking and computering and table, room. There's no outside. There's no outside. There's also no inside. There's a lot of knowing and information about what's going on because it seems like that helps to live your life and to deal with things. And that's what the most important thing seems to be, like how to deal with everything what's happening to you, circumstances, feelings. So a lot of people going on with information about how to deal with feelings or thoughts or certain circumstances, but nothing is real and there's no one. So it's dealing with air. You could say that, like Don Quixote. It's fighting with air. It's just, but there's nothing to grasp. Can be a huge belief that it's happening to me and I'm dealing with it. But that's an identification with all that whole story, and it seems so real and solid. And when there's that belief, it will be experienced like that too. And in the same, there's walking, nothing more than that. It's just walking or a leaf or without no meaning. It's new, it's like that. And that's everything. It's already everything. There's no need to look for it. There's no need to go anywhere. Going anywhere is what's happening. So the walking is it. Closing the computer and thinking, oh my God, where to do, then those thoughts and that closing the computer, that's what's apparently is happening. So that's already it. Frustration, that sensation somewhere, that's what's happening. Or tension maybe, or a headache. Then that pain or that is what's happening. This is not talking about how to live your life or more happiness or how to freedom or how to end your me or things like that or finish it. There is already no me. That's the joy. It's already what's happening. It's already this. It can't be not this. it's everything. When it's everything, then it's everything, normal everything, not with a capital or things like that. This is everything. It's unconditional. That's the freedom. It's unconditional. There are no conditions. This is not like that's good and that's awful or that's bad. That's on top of what's going on. It's what's happening. It's a feeling, pain, a chair. There's no difference. We think like all feelings is more important than chairs. It's energy. Both is energy. It's different, but that's everything. So it's going nowhere. It is. And that's already. It's everything. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Oh.
Thank you, Rose. Bye.